What is going on, Detroit Lions fans? Welcome back, Detroit Den 313 with Steve. It is Monday, September 30th. If you check in your calendar, you'll see that it is Detroit Lions game day. Monday Night Football tonight. Seattle Seahawks coming to town, a team that we have not had much success against in like the last 10 years. So it's time to get that monkey off of our back. Time to get this win. Had some interesting discussions with some friends this past week. You know, sometimes we sit around, we just kind of shoot the shit. The term must win came up. This is a must want to win for my mental health. I don't like going through Lions week, especially with the bye week next week after a Lions loss. So yeah, this is a must win for myself, but for the team, you know, I know it's one game at a time, but 3-1 sounds a whole lot better than 2-2. But this is a tough task tonight with Seattle coming to town, a team that's just had our number. Geno Smith just plays like an MVP every time he comes to Detroit. I don't know what the hell he eats for breakfast when he's in town. I don't know if he's hitting up, you know, some Coney dogs or what he's doing, but he looks like Geno Montana every time he plays the Detroit Lions. I'm going to get into some game talk. I'm going to talk some injuries. I'm going to talk some stats, some struggles, how to win this game, what I think will happen in this game. So stick around, hit that like button. Please subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. We just came off of a live stream. I gave 2 bobbleheads away. One went to a member, one went to a trivia question. I'll let you guys check that out. Just got off that. I wanted to record the show solo with no distractions, no comments, no interaction, just kind of talking some football today. I'm excited, man. I got the day off. Had to switch around some work schedule. My boss wasn't happy, but that's okay. He should know the deal. Detroit Lions game day. I'm not working. I'm going to the game tonight. Let's get into some injury stuff. As you can see, Detroit Lions are, compared to the Seahawks, are very. We're not as injured as the Seahawks. I get it. Most of their guys are full practices, but just looking at what stands out to me, Boye Mafe for the Seattle Seahawks. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Don't mean to be rude or disrespectful if I'm not. But out for the game, I believe he's their number 1 pass rusher. So don't cheer for injuries. It's a part of the game because I'm looking up top. Detroit Lions, Frank Ragnow out with that torn pec. You guys know about that. Also, Brian Branch is listed as a concussion with a full practice designation. The other day, he was declared sick. He's doubtful for this game. I told him what you need to do, Brian Branch, is you give me your address. Steve Perkins shows up at your house like a door dasher. I just knock. You open your door. You see a 2-liter of Verner's, a Flintstone vitamin, and some peppermint. That's all you need. Maybe an IV. We'll get you right. We need Brian Branch for this game. All right. I think he's the best player in our secondary. If not, I think he's the second most important player on this defense behind Aiden Hutchinson. So not having him tonight, we'll see. Doubtful usually leans toward not playing, but again, it's the word doubtful. So he's not ruled out. I think they're going to evaluate how he's doing. They're probably doing that like as we speak, if I'm being honest. So hopefully he got a good night's sleep. Let that Flintstone vitamin get in there and kick around some stuff and get some stuff moving properly. But Brian Branch not playing tonight would be huge for the Seahawks because that's our number 1 defensive back for sure. That dude is locking people down in coverage. At one point, he was leading the league in forced interceptions. I believe he had forced incompletions. I apologize. He was leading the league in forced incompletions at passes thrown at him with 4 or 5. And I think that number's gone up because that was after week 2, I believe. So, Brian Branch, we need you tonight. God, I really want to see Brian Branch play tonight. I'm just thinking to myself how much of a loss that's going to be. Him, Frank Ragnow, like we're losing a leader on offense and a leader on defense. That's not ideal, but this team is built with depth. It's built to sustain this kind of stuff. It's not, you know, we're not going to fold and say, oh, we got some boo-boos, you know, we might as well just not even play the game. No, the Detroit Lions are going to show up. They're going to play some damn good football tonight. I have all the confidence in the world that we're going to get to 3-1. 4-0 sounds better. We should be. Whatever. 3-1 still pretty damn good. Chasing the Minnesota Vikings, who are playing out of their minds right now. But let's just keep this to the Detroit Lions. What is the Detroit Lions' strength compared to the Seattle Seahawks? The Seattle Seahawks have a head coach by the name of Mike Macdonald. We are very, very familiar with him as Michigan Wolverines fans, former defensive coordinator for the Michigan Wolverines. Really, if I had to pick a person who really transformed that Michigan Wolverines defense into what it's been the last 3 or 4 years, you have to have a conversation about Mike Macdonald. He had a hand in Aiden Hutchinson's progress while he was at the University of Michigan. He's put some guys in the NFL year after year. That started with Mike McDonald. He is now the head coach for the Seattle Seahawks. Wish I could cheer for you tonight, Mike McDonald, but I can't. I appreciate everything you did for the University of Michigan and turning the program around. I think you were a very, very instrumental piece into Michigan getting to and winning a national championship, and the defense being elite. Even still today, that defense is elite. Even with Wink Martindale being the OG of that defense, I think it was playing its best when Mike McDonald was the defensive coordinator. So we're getting into a dogfight tonight, guys. Okay. Mike McDonald's going to have these boys prepared. Where do I think the Detroit Lions have a strength or an advantage? It's up front. It's always going to be up front. It always will be up front. Even with Frank Ragnow out, Graham Glasgow is a more than capable center. Speaking of University of Michigan, that's where Graham went to school, was drafted out of. He played some center there. Graham playing center tonight makes me wonder. I don't know who officially has been named as the other guard that's going to be taking Graham's place. Is that going to? I saw Dan Skipper's name. Then it's going to raise the question of who's going to play that jumbo tackle. Is it going to be Giovanni Manu? I don't know. I don't know what the options. There's options, but I'm trying to think. I don't know exactly what they are. I don't think that's been publicly put out. But our offensive line is the strength. Even with Frank being out, you still have a guy by the name of Penei Sewell who you could run the football behind, who is the best tackle in football. But our strength is going to be up front in the trenches, running the football. I don't see that there's a team in the NFL who can match what we do on both sides in the trenches. Our defensive lines play great, and I'm just trying to navigate these waters, I guess, because I know we're banged up on both sides. So tonight's going to be a test for the defensive trenches, but our offensive trenches are going to be okay. Our front seven or our front five on offensive line is going to be good. I think we'll be able to run the ball. I'm going to bring in some stats and let you guys take a peek at this. Seattle's top 10 in a lot of categories. Their points per game, offensively, they're top 10. Their defense, as you can see, points per game, they're number 4, top 5. So they're only giving up 14.3 points a game, and we're only scoring 20.7. That's why I really think this is going to be an ugly, nasty defensive type game. So Seattle, as much as I think they played some cupcakes their first 3 weeks, and I know they beat like the Dolphins banged up, the Broncos, who are, we don't really know what's going on with them, but Seattle, your schedule hasn't been tough. I've given you guys a lot of credit. I've given you guys a lot of praise. Just a little criticism. I don't feel like you guys have really played anyone. You haven't played anyone like the Detroit Lions. You haven't come into Ford Field on a Monday night with a blackout tonight. You haven't felt an environment like this all year. Speaking of blackout, you guys better wear black tonight. Don't bullshit around and wear white, okay? I want this place to be a black hole for these Seattle Seahawks. I want them to feel like they're in a pit of doom. I want them to be as uncomfortable as possible. My key for the defense, for the Detroit Lions defense, I'm not worried about DK Metcalf. I think we match up in our secondary very well with him. Carlton Davis, Kirby Joseph over the top. I like Terrion Arnold on Lockett. I think Terrion Arnold played very, very good football against Marvin Harrison. I don't think Tyler Lockett is going to pose much of a problem. Key on defense is going to be, like I said, containing Geno Smith. Every year he comes to Detroit, torches us. Like his career best, it improves every year, every time he plays for Detroit or against Detroit. I want to see the same type of game plan that was implemented kind of with how we used our defense on Kyler Murray last week. Our defensive ends, Josh Paschal, Aiden Hutchinson, containing. If you don't over pursue, if your initial pass rush isn't there, we cannot over pursue. We have to be disciplined on these play action boots because Geno Smith plays that boot game better than any quarterback, I think, in the NFL. And that's a high praise. I know it's not like a play, but how Seattle moves the pocket and makes him throw from different spots on the field is, I guess, what I'm trying to say. Getting his pocket into a different location with more space so that he's not a sitting duck. I think we need to start hitting those edges with some linebackers and really playing those boot games. tougher and making it hard, getting Geno running for his life instead of running to get time for his receivers to get open. So my defensive game plan is all about Geno Smith tonight. The more we can disrupt him, make him uncomfortable, is going to be the key for the defense. And like I said, this is going to be a defensive game. It's going to be ugly. My defensive and offensive player of the game, defensively, I'm going with Kirby Joseph. I said this in our live show just a little bit ago. I think he's going to ball hawk someone. I think he's going to be locking down. I think he's going to get Geno Smith to force a football where it shouldn't go. I think he's going to bait him into making a throw to DK Metcalf, and he's going to jump on it similar to what he did last week against Kyler Murray in the end zone, where he chucked one up. Kirby just kind of jumped in front of the receiver, took it, interception. I could see another play like that happening where he's playing center field and looking at Geno, but while he's covering DK Metcalf and just making a great play on the football. Offensively, tough game. Seattle Seahawks have two of the best corners, two of the best tandems in corners in Tariq Woolen and Devon Witherspoon. So our receivers, St. Brown, J-Mo, hands full tonight. You guys are going up against two of the best corners in football, and they unfortunately play on the same team. So it's going to be a problem. So if they're a problem, Sam Laporta, step on up, work that middle of the field, baby. I know your ankle's a little banged up. I just told you guys that the Seattle Seahawks are a little banged up on defense, especially their best linebacker. I think Sam's going to have a good game tonight. I'm predicting like 8 catches, 96 yards, and a touchdown. Okay. In our offense, I think our running backs, I think we get, let's say, 183 total rushing yards. Jared Goff might have a couple in there too. He might bust off another crippling run late in the game to pick up a crucial first down like he did against Arizona. So guys, game day, I'm excited. Get up there, be loud, wear black, be safe, man. I didn't address this a couple of weeks ago. If you guys are familiar with what happened after the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game at Eastern Market, 2 people lost their lives. All right. I don't know the details. This is all alleged. I know that there was a shooting at Eastern Market after the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. I believe it started with a fight. Someone pulled a gun out and it took the lives of 2 people, man. And at the end of the day, we all have to go to work the next day. We all have families to support. We all have responsibilities. It sucks when the Lions lose. It ain't worth that. It ain't worth getting into an altercation or a fight or ending up in the Wayne County Jail. Like I'm mad and I'm annoyed, but I know that I have things I have to take care of at home. I have responsibilities. Can't be fighting anyone. I'm too old for that nonsense. Okay. Win or lose, let's do it with dignity, guys. I appreciate you guys sticking around. Appreciate you guys watching. Leave some comments. Drop your predictions, your player of the games. Hit the like button. Stick around. Maybe even think about subscribing if this is a channel you like. If you like Detroit Lions football, maybe this is where you want to be, guys. Enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'm talking a Detroit Lions recap video with a victory for Tuesday, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good Monday.